Back on the 11th of November 2022, I was invited alongside IanWaffles to talk about Sonic Frontiers over at my friend Laviarray's channel. In a call, the three of us nearly discussed Sonic Frontiers for almost 2.5 hours. We ripped into the game, we had a lot of complaints about different aspects from character writing to gameplay to story, just all the stuffs. I wanted to do a little intro just to say that if you care about spoilers, you should not watch this until you have finished the game or have finished watching a cutscene video, because there will be spoilers in this video. I also wanted to just mention that this video, what is contained within it is fairly negative towards the game, and though we aren't just blindly hating on it, believe me, I paid £60 to, on day one, stayed up at 5 o'clock in the morning to hopefully enjoy a new game, but I ultimately came away with a lot of negative opinions about it, and this video just contained quite a few of those. And I just want to mention that if you have a very positive opinion about Sonic Frontiers, I don't want you to watch this and have your opinion, your general feelings to be tainted in any way. I know when I watch like a negative video about like Sonic Heroes, my favorite Sonic game, I don't feel good afterwards, and it kind of doesn't ruin my day, but it doesn't make me feel good after, even if I disagree with everything they say. So if you have like an overwhelming positive opinion, I don't know if watching this is the best for you, but if you have more of an open mind and maybe you can like look over some things, maybe you can watch this. But I just wanted to get that out there because I don't want to like ruin anyone's days. Another thing I wanted to mention is that this video is not supposed to be a be-all end-all kind of alternative. This is more of like a companion piece to help the other video. There will be a lot in this video that's missed. Amy, some of the references, and just general other gameplay topics. There will be a lot not discussed in this. So if you want to hear our complete thoughts and opinions with all the stutters and pauses intact, go watch the original. It is nearly 2.5 hours, but there is so much more that is not covered in this video, so please do go check it out. If the time limit does sound daunting, don't forget that there is a speed modifier in the options menu of every video, so if you just want the video to go by just a bit quicker, you can just use that. Don't worry, I use it as well.
Don't tell love.
Hope you enjoy.
I like the part where the character said they were gonna grow as a person, and nothing happened.
And then it happened in 2025. I've seen the future. I played the next game. They totally followed up on this.
Yeah, I've always been a fan of an adventures playstyle, Sonic Heroes, so the boost formulas now very gelled well with me. I don't like how all of the places are essentially reused assets from a decade-old game. Green
Absolutely.
Hill,
Yeah.
Chemical Plant,
Sky.
Speed Highway, and
Sky Rail.
Sanctuary.
Or yeah, Sky Sanctuary. Sky Rail is in the game for
yeah,
level design.
Exactly. Not just the assets, but even the level design itself is, I don't want to say copy-pasted, but it's just completely rebuilt in these reused assets, and I don't like that. Yeah, I would just rather play the older games. Like, give me new stages. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, that's if I can add on to that real quick, I would say that that was one of the big things that stuck out to me is like they kept saying like, oh, you're going through Sonic's memories, and they even have like a line in there where like Sonic's like, hey guys, maybe because they were like places I've been before, that's how I was able to escape. See, it's fine they're here.
So did cyberspace actually interact with my brain?
It was designed to download neural networks, among other things, so yes.
Hear me out. Do you think all those locations I visited were pulled from my memories?
That is possible. It imported the data of your memories and applied it to your surroundings, so you could comprehend them.
Maybe that gave me the edge I needed to escape each time. I was going from underground. Go me.
But it's very funny how like flimsy that is. The fact that Sonic never went to Skyrail.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
no,
like,
that irks
guys.
me on a personal level. And there are people like coping really hard to like defend that by saying like, "Well, Sonic and Tails flew over Skyrail, so he technically went there." And that's not just one of the copes. There's another cope that says like, but in two-player mode of Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, there's a Skyrail level. It's like, it's not canon. It's not canon. That's just a thing with a friend. It's not canon.
Well, and ultimately, the big, all those things wouldn't be so bad, I think. Like, the reused level design probably wouldn't be so bad if it just wasn't every level being these same 3 assets, along with a unique city level, which I do enjoy those aesthetically. I like the way they went for it. But it's just kind of strange that they only chose the classic ones, when it's like, if you're going to rip from Generations, at least give me more variety. So I don't know. That's definitely something that if they keep these types of stages going forward, just please give me something new to look at. Please.
Yeah. So here's the thing. I know I'm a bit, I'll say, infamous for criticizing.
You're the Y guy.
The what guy?
You're the Y guy.
Why? Oh, the Y guy, yeah.
Yeah, let's go to Knuckles.
This is probably where I really started noticing that they really want to do remember berries. Like they kind of did it with Amy with the tarot card thing, but that's just a one-off line. I don't want to get that nitpicky. But then when we get into the moment, like especially at the end, where he's like, "Oh yeah, this place reminds me of Angel Island because they both have ruins."
Sonic, this looks like ruins from back home. What if the people of these islands survived and resettled on Angel Island?
And then
And they show us a picture of Sonic 3.
twice they do that twice.
I laughed when that came
Like,
up.
I
That was
was
great.
watching that scene, and I was like, "Wait, what is it? Is there like a?" Because like before they showed it, like he was like, "Whoa, dude, this reminds me of Angel Island." I was like, "Wait, is there like a teleporter from Sky Sanctuary, or is there like a barrel from like?" I was like, "What is it? What is it? It's just like that they're old ruins."
Yeah, no, like in the following cutscene, I was trying to like squint at the background to like see, am I not seeing something here? Like, what's he talking about?
And then
kind of hit me. It's just the laziness of it all and the weird. It doesn't really connect. It must have been something that was in like a draft, and he never ever just followed it up in like the visuals.
Yeah,
just kind of rely on someone to just go along with it.
And what made it even worse was that to add to the member berries, or they have a picture of Sonic 3, but then it's not a picture of like any ruins in Sonic 3. It's the scene of Knuckles chuckling, because unlike Sonic, I don't chuckle. So there you go. It's like guys, why wouldn't you show like ruins if remembering ruins?
Yeah, it feels like half of this game, maybe most of it, is essentially one big sequel bait. And I don't like that. That's boring.
Hey guys, want to see them be good characters? We'll probably do that next time.
Yeah, that's how it comes across.
And a lot of it feels like a response to like Sonic fan discourse, you know.
100%. Yeah.
But I want to get into like the practical reasons that sucks, because for us, we portray it as like it's annoying because it's kind of like it makes the characters kind of whiny, or we don't like it because it's just retreading ground. But okay, let's get on to like
feels like a waste of time.
Yeah, waste of time. But let's get to like I want to address someone who might say, I find that interesting. I actually do want them to explore that stuff. Okay, cool. So here's where I think it becomes a problem, is that we don't actually get moments out of that, because a lot of the dialogue is still just remembering things. So it's just like, hey, when Sonic's talking to Knuckles about getting off the island, what is fun, like, or what is just engaging about Knuckles realizing that he wants to get off the island and that Sonic is his friend, but nothing comes of it. Like, wouldn't it have been cool if, like, he literally said, man, if I were Hyper Knuckles, I would have done that faster.
Not bad. Things would have been over faster if I'd been Super Knuckles. You did all right.
Wouldn't it have been really cool if Knuckles got to fight the Titan with you, and like you got to do like instead of like Sonic just doing all the crazy anime stuff, you have like cool little animations of Knuckles and Sonic doing anything in the boss, and then it's like, yeah, this is why Knuckles and Sonic have each other's back, because even though they like banter, they pretend they don't like each other, or not like each other, but they pick on each other. At the end of the day, they're badasses who have each other's back, and like that would be really cool. Yeah,
I'm seeing posts on Twitter of people saying like, at least they're not cheerleaders in this game. It's like,
but
are they not though?
They are though. They don't do anything. The only reason they don't qualify as cheerleaders is because they're not fighting for the fight scenes, which is worse.
Yeah, well, and like they hold hands and go into Sonic and save him, which again is not a hard hitting moment, because again they're like, we're gonna help Sonic this time because he's protecting us, and it's just like, okay, and you do that by believing. I don't know what they did. He writes this game as if he is writing the Archie comics when he came on, which is it is a monthly comic with a long history, and it's like it's in this one universe with not consistent rules, but a consistent like setting and a consistent character base, and like they're growing and changing based on things that happen in the story. So when he came onto that comic, he had to address things like Shadow is working with Eggman, Tails and Sonic have this weird thing with Fiona. He couldn't just delete it because that wouldn't make any sense. But the games have zero consistent continuity since SA2. And also there's years and years and years apart. And the reason the characters suck now in the games was because they took them in directions that they never were before. So it doesn't make any sense to me that he came onto this game and the way he writes is as if like, yeah, you're supposed to think Forces is like legitimate Sonic material as like a continuing story. And therefore we have to explain why Tails is going to get better. Amy is going to like focus on herself more because she was more of a fangirl in the other games. Instead, he should have just wrote them to be better, not write a game where they say they're going to be better in the next game.
That is kind of the biggest issue with Tails' story arc in particular. It's like, hey, Sonic, why am I useless? I need to figure out a way to be more useful. And that's just his whole story bit. And I'm like, no one needed that to get addressed. If you want, like, not only
Make him
because,
just make him do cool shit.
Yeah,
no,
make
exactly.
it better.
Yeah, like Waffle said, not only has it been like years apart, almost all those games end with him gaining confidence again and putting him right back here where he was at the beginning of the game. So just have him start doing cool shit. We didn't need to have another game with him just lamenting the fact that he's doing it. Like, I get it. It's fun to be meta, but unless you're Dan Harmon, and even he fucks up at this a good chunk of the time, don't be meta. And don't be meta. Just tell a good story. And yeah, when it comes to Tails, just actually have him start doing cool stuff in particular stuff, just having a lament about it. I don't know at what point Flynn was introduced into the creative process, but it really feels like this is another step of Flynn trying to give Eggman the Draco and leather pants treatment. Whereas like, oh no, you see, he's not like super evil. He has like layers and is really complex. Like, see, he even sees this AI girl as his daughter.
Father?
That's my girl.
Isn't that like really heartwarming? I'm like, no, like,
Just like I was gonna say, that's inherently very creepy and bad.
yeah.
And what makes this worse is about how, like, why is the story that follows bosses? Why is the story of a sympathetic old man making a daughter that has to sacrifice herself to save the world the story that follows Eggman taking over the world, potentially, no, actually outright killing people through his actions with like Infinite working under him and all this stuff?
Snake Squad, requesting reinforcements. This is Foxtrot. We can't hold out much more.
80% of our forces have been wiped out, and we've lost contact with the rest.
What? Remember the Phantom Ruby switch and everything falls apart on us. The rookie is our only hope now.
80% of our forces have been wiped out! I'm assuming this is like the first cutscene with Infinite and the Rookie, where he shot lasers at them and clearly killed them in front of him. Oh my god! 80% of the forces have been wiped out in this operation that Knuckles took a minute and a half to come up with. Why would anyone put Knuckles in charge of the Resistance? Knuckles is a colossal idiot! He just cost the lives of so many people, and I'm not gonna play the idiot joke this time around. This is tremendously fucked up! I mean, holy god, Knuckles, you just got so many people killed! And possibly captured, because apparently we lost 100% of our forces if the other 20% have lost contact with us. What the hell just happened? Oh my god, Knuckles! Oh my god!
And if we're going to go with the idea that so many Sonic fans are desperately trying to go with, that this is meant to be canon to the comics, this is after his second, his third apocalypse. So we are right now trying to say that the man who is actively looking to try to take up the world and kill everyone in the process, he has a soft spot with the daughter he ended up making up.
Like, why should I give a shit? No, fuck this guy. Fuck Eggman.
And oh god, okay, let's just jump to Eggman. We can. Yeah, and when it comes to Eggman in particular, I don't know what that, like, not only when it comes to this weird need to try to make him sympathetic, the worst part is I don't know why they're doing it.
Why is he in the story? He doesn't do anything.
No, he doesn't. He just stands around barking orders at a thing he made. I don't know why Eggman had to exist. Make Sage her own thing.
Yeah, that's what the story feels like. It would be designed around Sage being on this island and this weird entity we need to learn about, and just being like Sonic and the Black Knight or Secret Rings, where there's just a new villain, you know?
Here, Flynn goes with the opposite the biggest problem of deontology that requires people to just be basically self-involved and up their own ass, that they will stick to their rules and principles regardless of the consequences. And while he doesn't do a whole, well, yeah, Eggman just got done with the third apocalypse and also just trying to set my friends on fire, but he might turn good one day, who knows? Instead, he doesn't go anything that stupid, but he still tries applying the same logic of Sonic needs to be overly forgiving, overly caring towards the bad guys, regardless of any context. Like we end up seeing this in the desert island when Sage outright tries to blast Sonic right in the face. Knuckles blocks the attack, but then Sonic goes like, "Wait, no, we should give her a chance. You don't know, she could be a good guy."
Maybe she just doesn't understand us, and we need to talk to her or whatever. And it's like, this is not the same Sonic who, he doesn't even know if Shadow framed him in SA2, but the police think Shadow is Sonic, and he got arrested for it. And he's like, "Hey, you're the one who did this to me. Say something, fake hedgehog." Like, he would never do that in this game.
Yeah, no,
definitely.
And I'm
and on that thing, what happened to the CGI cutscene? I know that there's the possibility that either A, it was a different draft, or B, they just thought it was cool. But where is the Sonic that immediately saw Sage and was like, "Fuck the child, I'm gonna beat the shit out of her"? Why is it in this game where you're just like, "Whoa, jeez, Knuckles, no! I know she's been basically attacking me, and she probably hurt you. But she might just not get it. You gotta be delicate."
Also right after she sicked that giant dragon on him too.
Yes, so weird. It's so weird.
Like, I'm all for making Sonic a good boy, but there's a line between being a good boy and just being an abuse apologist, and that's really where Flynn likes writing Sonic. I don't like it.
Yeah, it's the only moment that I thought felt was a good Sonic moment would just have to be like, Sage has asked him like a million times, "Why do you keep fighting?" And he's like, "'Cause friends." And she's like, "Why do you keep fighting?" I told you, "'Cause friends." And yeah. I did think the one scene that was good was when you're on like the 4th tower, I think. She like comes in and she's like, "Sonic, why do you keep doing this? You're dying," because he's like getting corrupted or whatever. And he just at this point stops talking to her. And it's not like he's like can't hear her or whatever. He's just like over it. Like he's just like, "Of course I'm gonna keep moving." Yeah. Like he doesn't need to explain it anymore. Like that's a good scene. That's Sonic showing through his actions what he's or it's a good little moment for him. That's Sonic showing through his actions what he's all about. But other than that, Sonic through this whole game, I'm just like he is definitely a nice boy. He definitely cares about your mental health, Amy, Tails, and Knuckles. He is there for you if you ever want to talk. We're good guys. Like if you ever need to talk to me, you can. I'm like, oh my gosh, Sonic, shut up. It's like, I think the way my friend put it is that it was like, it's as if the story saw Sonic at the end of Sonic and the Black Knight and thought that empathetic side is how Sonic is 24/7.
And I'm going to be honest, I'm not even against the idea of Sonic having good empathy, but it needs
of course not.
Yeah, no, I'm totally for him being empathetic, but it needs like something to contrast with. Like it would be a lot better.
Balance. It'd be good if he was, I don't know, cocky and snarky and like would pick on his friends a little bit too, like he usually does.
Well,
he's very pulled back in this.
When it comes to Sonic as a character, while I like Sonic, I like Tails, and I like Amy, these three, until they get some really good reworking, should not be left alone in a group, alone individually, working off as a trio. Because Sonic, for the most part, works best when he's being snarky, sassy, and comedic. But you can't really have him do that with Tails, or especially this blander version of Amy. Without just making him look like a douche on a regular basis. So you kind of have to pull him back and just make him a good boy. But when you have just like three well-natured, kind of nice characters that the only real distinction is Amy can slightly care a bit more and Tails can do exposition dumping, it kind of makes all three of them really bland in the process. Like there is Knuckles there, but I feel like in this game they're not too snarky. They're more just kind of like
it's very much just teasing.
Yeah,
but it's better than the other two that we ended up getting. Like I'm not gonna say like, they're not they don't have the best bangers, but it's at least something.
Well, I don't want my characters to be like punching each other and saying "fuck you," you're a piece of shit. I hate you, Tails. But I would like them to like be a little bit more jokey, like, "Hey, love, you're a furry." It's like, lol, wow, Derp, you watch anime, you're a weeb. It's like, yes, I am. Like, I don't know, just anything, just to give me like a little bit bite, me a little bite.
Yeah, no,
shake it up.
The corruption bit was so fucking pointless. I don't even know.
I feel I feel so bad for all those fans that were like expecting a new.
Oh yeah, we're
Pokemon.
theorizing, yeah, about like what it could
But,
mean. Yeah.
Like, it could have been so easy to just bullshit like a last minute like your friendship corrupted the corruption. Now you get a new ability, and Sonic now shoot laser beams from his like palms, like something like that. I don't know. Like I feel so bad for all those fans that were expecting something to come out of that.
Make it so that I have to try to block. That's it. That would fix so much stuff, because there's nothing satisfying about seeing the little laser thing getting a 3-second head start, and then you just hold the block button. You don't even have to move really. They hit you. All right, you can counter now. So just make me have to. Just literally make me have to try.
In my now unviewable long play that when the game first dropped, 19 hours. I struggled on one boss because I just assumed, oh, it's like you got to parry at the time the attack comes. Oh,
I did this too. Yeah.
And I must have gotten hit like 7 times by like the second boss, and like, what's going on? Am I doing it wrong? Like, come on, is the game bugged?
Same for me.
And then I just like messed around when the missiles came with like the parry button. I'm like, wait, you can just hold this down infinitely.
Yeah, and then you don't have to try at all.
Wait, no.
Yeah.
And that's what they want you to do?
It's actually better than that. If you guys ever, like, I'm talking about both you two and to anyone who's listening, if you ever go back and play Sonic Frontiers, if you ever jump and then try doing the parry, you'll just stay there midair. You'll just like hover there. Everything else will be able to move around you, but you'll just like stay there frozen in space.
I gotta try this right now while we're talking.
Yeah. But yeah. Okay, and then I'm trying to think of anything else.
Oh my god, Lavi was right. You just stick in the air. You are just motionless in the air.
Yeah.
Amazing.
But I do want to end on a positive note for the gameplay. So let's talk about what I would assume all of us enjoyed. The bonkers boss fights.
Yes.
Yeah.
What did you think of those? I mean, I'll go real quick. Is that I think they are very jank, but it doesn't matter. They have a lot of like, you know, clipping through the enemy, or like, you know, you're not exactly sure like if I'm supposed to get this close or whatever, but none of that really matters because the energy of the fights are so good, and like just like the crazy stuff you can pull off while using the same techniques that you've been using in the game. I love in the first boss that you can just do. I tried this. I was like, can I side loop around this enemy? Would it let me? And I could. And then it gives a completely new animation where it tosses the boss into the air and you can beat the shit out of him. So like that stuff is great. So I really enjoy them.
I would say mechanically they're like a mess. They're fine. They're just not very interesting on a mechanical level. I would say they're really forgiving, actually, on a difficult level as well. Because I was playing on hard mode, and I'm going to be honest, besides like the second to last boss and the final boss on hard mode, the bosses are really easy. You just kind of mash buttons. You don't even have to like use a specific attack. You just hem on that controller and just beat it after a bit. Maybe you have to parry like at second and third boss, and I'm gonna guess at like the final one as well. But they're very easy. It's all in the
Presentation,
music, glare in the background, the presentation, yeah, all of that. Just
the sound effects are actually good.
Yeah.
They got little, they have like little cinematics.
Oh yeah. So
yeah.
Like
That
you never have time to be bored because it's always giving you a new thing to do. Like a new gimmick, like ride to the shield. Now he has lasers on his back, so you need to avoid those. Now you need to block it this time. Now he's shooting a giant laser. Mash the button. Now you need to timer button prawns. Like you're never allowed to be bored.
I've never really been a fan of like the supersonic sections in Sonic games outside of like think maybe Sonic Adventure 1's Perfect Chaos level, but besides that, I think all of them have been kind of very hit or miss. But here, oh god, like the first thing I wanted to do is immediately replay the first 2 bosses, even if I struggle to get with like the parry on the second boss. Like I wanted to replay them, and you can't. You have to start a whole new save file.
Yeah, hopefully they just add a boss rush mode, because they already have an arcade mode for the cyberspaces.
all right, so I will say this: I got to use Sonic to beat up a giant kaiju robots. I'm kind of satisfied on that. I wasn't a big fan of like some of the button mashing, but I've never been a big fan of like just hyper button mash. I've never been a big fan of that. But gameplay wise, no, I really love the bosses so far. They've been a lot of fun to deal with. Especially like I know he's not like an official boss, but it was kind of cool having to like tame the shark during the desert section. That was actually kind of cool too.
Yeah, I thought that one was pretty fun. That little boss.
It gave me a lot of Secret Rings fan, and as it's like second fan and only second fan, I enjoyed that. Gave me big vibes.
Next to Emu Emmy.
Yes.
Oh, really? She likes it?
Yeah, she loves the storybook games.
Yay! If you hear this, I'm the other fan. Yay! Nobody please leave with the impression that we're telling you to change your opinion and hate the game. Like, nobody here is saying that. We're just throwing our thoughts out there. And if you agree, that's cool, neat. But we're not telling you to hate the game. Like, you're validated to your own opinion. If you like it, that's awesome. That means you paid for a game full price and got something out of it. I paid for a game full price and didn't enjoy it.
Right. And if you have and honestly, if you disagree, that's completely fine too.
And that was the video. I hope you enjoyed. As I said at the start, this will only cover some of the topics on the podcast, but if you want to check out that, it should be in the description and the comments once this is up. Originally, I was going to end the video right here, but I thought that I could add just an additional segment. I thought about adding it right after the boss topic, but I felt that it would be best to keep both the podcast stuff and the post-podcast stuff aside from each other. When making this video, I noticed that we didn't really talk about the boss fight music, and I feel like whenever a vocal track comes up in a boss fight, it's very memorable and impactful. Open your heart, live and learn, etc., etc. Moments that will stick with you, and I felt that it was just wrong not to include something of that sort. Climbing up Giganto just to grab that final emerald, fly up into the air as Supersonic, and hear that track come in, it's amazing.
Now all the rock candy is mine! Hey, yo, what? Yo, excuse me? Oh my god, this is so cool! This is so awesome! Holy fuck!
While I do have many issues with the game and many more if you do listen to the podcast, the music is an exception, especially those vocal boss fight tracks. The scene where Sonic grabs that last emerald after climbing up Giganto to turn into Supersonic with that vocal track theme Undefeatable coming in I think it's gonna be just one of those like unforgettable Sonic moments for me now, and genuinely it is for good. Like, how can you not like Undefeatable when it slaps this hard?
It's time to face your fear, 'cause when your time has come and gone, I'll be the one to carry on, and you can throw me to the wolves, 'cause I am undefeatable.
I need to figure out my vocal boss fight track go at because, so good. But enough about me. You're probably wondering what IanWaffles and Laviarray thought of the boss fight music tracks. So I asked what their thoughts were. If you're wondering about the also at the start, don't worry, that was a different part of the conversation, but these are IanWaffles' thoughts. Feel free to pause and read. And here's Lavs. I'm going to do my best to link to every video that's used in this in the description, but I don't know how big the text limit is, so if it kind of exceeds it, I'm going to try to cover that in the comment section. I haven't really made a video to this length before, at least I haven't made a video to this length fully edited before to this extent. As I said at the start, please go check out IanWaffles and Laviarray. I hope you enjoyed if you got this far. If you want to show you got this far, feel free to comment what your favorite color is. And with that, I hope you have a good one. Good night, or good day, or whatever it is. See ya.